Thank you, Mr. President, and a great many thanks to Ambassador Osori for his briefing. The Iranian nuclear program remains one of the most serious threats to international peace and security. The group of countries, the E3+3, continue to strive for a diplomatic solution of the issues revolving around Iran's nuclear program. We have engaged in new rounds of negotiations held in Istanbul and Baghdad. We have reached agreement with Iran for the next round of talks to take place in Moscow on the 18th and 19th of June. In our view, the Moscow meeting has to bring substantial progress. Meetings for the sake of meetings is not what we are aiming at. We call on Iran to engage seriously in meaningful discussions on concrete steps aimed at restoring confidence in the exclusively peaceful nature of its nuclear program. It is now up to Iran to seize the moment and take the negotiations forward in a constructive spirit. Mr. President, we are seriously concerned about Iran's lack of cooperation to date, despite the many efforts made by the IAEA. The latest round of talks between the IAEA and Iran failed to produce any concrete results. Granting the IAEA access to Parchin is still an outstanding issue. We also regret that Iran is continuing to step up its uranium enrichment activities at the Fordov and Natanz facilities, according to IAEA reports. It remains imperative that Iran intensify its cooperation with the agency with a view to resolving all outstanding substantive issues. Against this background, it is crucial that the existing sanctions regime be properly implemented by all member states. The 1737 Committee and its panel of experts have an important role to play in this regard. Last week, this Council voted unanimously to extend the panel's mandate for another year. The fact that all 15 members supported the extension demonstrates the wholehearted backing of the panel's work. We welcome the latest report of the panel of experts. We consider it a useful and well-researched document that should help member states in their implementation efforts. The Council has released this final report to a broader membership. This is an important step, not only for reasons of transparency, but also in the interest of providing the UN membership with appropriate guidance on sanctions implementation. We welcome the planned open briefing in July, at which the committee chair will explain to the broader UN membership how to implement the Iran resolutions most effectively. Germany stands ready to engage in a serious dialogue about the valuable recommendations made in the report. One important recommendation has been particularly highlighted. We strongly support the listing of sanctions violators, since this demonstrates that anyone who disregards this Council resolution will face consequences. As the committee chair reported today, the committee has agreed to the designation of 2 individuals and 1 entity involved in sanctions violations. We are keen to see the committee continue to operate effectively in this manner. It is deplorable that Iran continues to be in violation of its international obligations. We reiterate our concern at the weapons exports from Iran to other countries, especially to Syria, but also to Hezbollah. The panel must continue to investigate incidents wherever and whenever deemed necessary. Mr. President, let me reiterate our determination to find a diplomatic solution to the Iranian nuclear issue. We remain ready to pursue a dialogue with Iran aiming at restoring international confidence in the exclusively peaceful nature of the Iranian nuclear program. It is in this spirit that we approach the negotiations in Moscow next week. I thank you, Mr. President.
下面我请南非代表发言。